Tonight, 4 of America's top chefs take on a challenge to create a multi-course feast for 100 people and make it entirely from waste.
Waste food headed for the trash.
Okay, there's the rub.
I would like to think that we won't be able to feed 100 people with what's wasted and what's left over.
Bobby Flay and Michael Simon will take on Anne Burrell and Alex Garnaschelli in the most unusual hunt for food you've ever seen.
We're standing here next to the dumpster, making sure nobody throws anything out that we can use.
My grandfather, this is what he ate.
Do you think people will throw me away when I'm wrinkled, too?
If this is what gets wasted, I'm buying.
From grocery aisles to produce farms,
Some people see waste, I see dinner.
and orchard lines to garbage piles,
Too bad Bobby Flay's not here.
our chefs will discover the shocking truth of America's food waste.
40 to 50% waste. I would never guess that.
It's really astounding to see something this dramatic.
And take a journey that will even challenge their own views.
I have a different definition of waste is when it comes to food now.
It's making me even think about my own standards and how absurd they've become.
It sickens you to see all this food just sitting out here. I see a lot of marinara.
Welcome to The Big Waste.
The mission. 100 guests will gather for a banquet to enjoy an amazing multi-course meal of your creation. You will have just 48 hours to source and gather the ingredients to make your dishes. But here's the catch. You can only use food that is unwanted, rejected, or otherwise deemed unsuitable for sale. Waste food headed for the trash.
That's what makes
Okay,
it
there's
tricky.
the rub.
Yeah.
Each team must create 1 entree per guest. The diners will then cast their vote on whose dish did the best job of turning waste food into great food.
That'd be us.
How does second feel?
You two bicker too much.
Second's okay. It's just one behind first.
I know, but
This is true trash talking.
So that's 48 hours, a banquet of 100 people. Bobby and Michael must make a starter and an entree. Anne and Alex must make an entree and a dessert. And they can all only use ingredients on their way to the trash.
Ready?
Synchronized watches.
Go!
Go.
Good luck, ladies.
About 40% of the food produced in the United States isn't eaten. For every American, around 200 pounds of perfectly edible food ends up in the trash every year. That's enough waste food to fill a football stadium every single day. But what will our chefs actually find?
let's do it, Burrell.
Anne and Alex get off to a racing start, determined to meet the challenge and beat the guys.
All right, my chariot awaits.
I'm really psyched we're making dessert.
I am, too.
While Bobby and Michael discuss where they should visit first.
You know, we're in the Chelsea market. We might as well start right here.
Yeah, perfect.
I've had a long relationship with Vito from the Manhattan Food Exchange. I've been buying, like, vegetables in my restaurants forever from him.
You're not going to get the best of the best. You're going to get what's left over. Right.
This is gonna be hard.
It's going to be very hard. Well, it all depends what we can find. Hopefully there'll be some lobsters escaping from the fish market.
However they do it, each of these teams is out to win.
Oh my God, really? Are you one of those? Yeah. I'm sure you are one. Psycho driver.
Go get him, Tiger. Go find that produce.
I'm going to get you in training for a marathon.
Anne and Alex set out to investigate waste at retail stores, and so visit Ferrara Bakery and Cafe.
We need to make dessert for 100 people, and we need stuff that you're going to throw out.
Can you show us some of the stuff you have left over so we can start to get a visual?
This is Franco.
Tell us what we have.
We have prosciutto. This is the buttered prosciutto. We make a panino here, the prosciutto. And we keep slicing it down, slicing it down, slicing it down, and then we have so much extra. We refer to it as a remnant.
The bakery stops serving the prosciutto once the meat content starts to thin and the fat ratio increases in each slice.
This is so fantastic. This
I know.
remnant.
We need
this is
this. We're
good
taking
remnant.
this remnant.
We make a tiramisu. When we sift the cocoa on it, we have to catch this. So this is cocoa powder. I can only use it so many times before I'm starting to mix batches.
Because of issues like this, Ernest throws away an average of $40 a day worth of ingredients. That's about $15,000 a year.
What you have left over, prosciutto, coffee,
Cocoa, yeah.
powder are really expensive, prized ingredients.
Yeah.
And that's really amazing. That's shocking to me.
I have to give it away or I have to discard it.
Do you realize what that could do for our broth or other stuff?
This is huge.
Incredible. And the desserts we can make with this stuff, forget it.
Bobby and Michael head into Manhattan Fruit Exchange to explain their mission to Vito.
All right, nice to see you.
right, Vito, so here's the story. We've been challenged to find ingredients that retail shops aren't able to utilize. You know, things that you can't sell or whatever it's
Kind
going
of
to
like
be.
them peas. See the spots on the peas?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to buy them, but they're perfect.
Nobody's gonna
perfectly
buy
good
because of
inside.
what?
These spots. See the spots on it?
Really?
See, nobody likes them like that. They like them nice and clean. Inside is perfect and edible.
This is way better than I thought we were going to get, for sure. I thought you were going to give us the outer leaves of some iceberg or something.
Oh, no,
This
you
is
gotta
just
see
the
what
beginning.
they do over here.
Vito removes a lot of produce because his customers won't buy them
Right.
and puts them in the back to be dumped.
Like that, you know. This is where we keep our garbage. Well, it's not really garbage, but it will be. It's all the stuff that they take out of retail that nobody really can use. Some of it, as you see, it
Oh,
is-
squash
is,
blossoms.
Yeah.
If you battered them and fried them, it'd be amazing.
I mean, you can go through everything here.
So ultimately, you can't sell them, so they go
I
bad.
can't sell it, right.
The men are shocked with what they find.
This is just one day, right?
This is one day. Actually, this is one afternoon. I can't even imagine how much stuff we throw away. And it's all edible every day.
America's convenience stores, restaurants, and supermarkets throw out about 27 million tons of edible food every year.
Oh, there's fresh thyme here, too, dude. It's black in the middle, so a few of the stems went bad, so he can't sell it. There's unbelievable amounts. Look at that. Mangiare. Look at these radishes, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna grab all those for sure. Parsnips, mushrooms, carrots, blossoms, endive radishes. Dude, we're stocked.
The carrots are just kind of bruised up, and when somebody comes into a store, like, they want the perfect vegetable, the perfect carrot, so they're not sellable, but we can definitely use them. I think we can do an all-vegetable meal.
Don't get crazy.
I know you want to use beef. I know you want to use beef parts, but I'm down with the artichokes.
Don't get crazy.
Hey, Bobby, here's ricotta.
Okay, cool.
It's a day out.
Right, so they won't buy it because of the day, but
Right.
okay,
But there's
perfect.
Nothing wrong with it. A day
Many past date products are perfectly safe to eat, unless it's an expiration date. It only refers to quality, not safety.
Perfect. I got a couple of more.
You have a
3
couple
pounds.
more of these?
Yeah.
You're the man, Vito. I appreciate this.
You're going to put it to good use. Actually, you're saving me money.
How?
Because I got to pay the trash man to take it away.
Right, exactly.
So now,
We're doing
we're
the
gonna put it
pickup.
there
We're
you
the
go.
pickup guys.
What do you have in mind, actually?
Ann and Alex are still working their way around the bakery, finding even more waste.
This is all extra flour. So you either have to make something with it right away, or I have to discard it.
The bakery uses specific types of flour for each item it makes, so it can't reuse or repurpose this flour in another product, for fear it will affect their high standards.
Magala, this rum racing.
So I can take this flour, I can make pasta, perfect pasta with
Absolutely.
this. This is amazing. We will so take it.
The women are amazed at the quality of what they walk out with.
I really love the espresso, the cocoa powder,
The flour, I'm making pasta.
I can't even believe we
So
got
we're
all
all
this
very-
stuff.
The men are equally amazed, and have now followed Vito to his dumpsters, stunned at the quality of what goes inside.
Look at these mangoes.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They're just.
They are. It's
Yeah,
just
they're
that
just
one
super
spot
ripe.
right there. Yeah.
So stunned, in fact, that they're now accosting other vendors, too.
Hey, what's going in there? What do you got there?
It's shortbread. It's past its best before date.
Really? They're perfectly fine, right?
They're good. They're
Yeah.
great.
Wow, this is amazing. It's in its package, too.
Yep.
Right.
We import it from Scotland.
Can we have them?
Sure, sure, sure.
We're standing here next to the dumpster, making sure nobody throws anything out that we can use.
Okay, let's take a temperature of this.
Ooh, Nelly.
Uh-oh, problem. I see it in his eyes.
All right, down point.
Continuing on their mission of only collecting ingredients on their way to the trash,
Icicle radish.
both teams have already found large amounts of waste at just regular retail stores. Amazed by what they found at the bakery, Ann and Alex are heading to Louis Razzo & Sons, a fish distributor who supplies Alex's restaurant.
Where are we going?
We are going F. Razzo & Sons to get some
Ooh, the
fish.
fish store. What do you think they're gonna have there?
I'm feeling like just get some fish scraps or something.
They're not sure if he'll have much, but they want some protein to use in their entree. And he seems like a good place to start.
Guys, I got some very nice fish that unfortunately I'm going to be throwing out tomorrow.
Wow. Oh my God, look at this stuff.
I must sell close to 15,000 pounds of fish a day. I probably have 80 pounds of waste at the end of the day. I have a halibut here from Nova Scotia. This
What's wrong
halibut,
with that one?
We filleted one side of the halibut and it was bruised right here. Even though the halibut was a fresh halibut, I'm not going to be able to sell it to my clients because it will be a little discolored. I mean, you can see that the fish is fresh.
But I could make a raviolo filling with that ravioli filling.
And all that
Yeah.
extra meat we can put in a broth or a sauce.
So it's nice and kind of chunky through the food, Mel.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's a distributor and not a retail store, it's very hard for Louis to resell a returned order before the quality of the fish changes.
They ordered 10 pounds of filet red snapper and they returned it because The party got canceled. He's a good customer, and I certainly wouldn't call him up angry with him.
That's gorgeous. These are beautiful.
They're beautiful fish. They're fresh.
And they're just nice and firm and
Yeah.
tight.
So
I'll
I would
take those. I feel a fish pasta coming on.
Does that make you think of an oyster?
I do have oysters. I got this returned to me from a customer because he just ordered too much.
So there's nothing wrong with them. They're gorgeous.
There's nothing wrong with them. These are Watchell oysters, and they're very fancy.
I love the idea of the oyster breaded and fried in the shell.
I love a fried oyster. And then along with the little ravioli, we have all these little, like little round bites of delightfulness.
Although it's just Lewis's daily garbage, Ann and Alex are amazed that they will be leaving with such a great variety of fish.
This is the most beautiful waste I've ever seen. Nothing's going wasted here, Lewis. We're going to make this into great stuff.
Yeah, we will. We'll make you proud.
I have no doubt that you guys will.
Stop at Dixon's. I know Jake.
Michael takes Bobby to Dixon's meat stand, hoping for some new ingredients.
Hey, Jake, what's going on, man?
Hey, Michael, how's it going?
How are you doing? Here's the deal. We got to feed 100 people.
Okay.
With essentially waste or scraps, things that you wouldn't use yourself.
Okay. We bring in whole animals every week, and a lot of them. We bring in 4 steers, 7 pigs, and 5 to 7 lambs or goats. And we have a market for most of it, but we just can't use all of it.
So what do we got here, Jake?
So this is the beef neck. You can see where it's arching up towards the head.
Okay.
And the beginning of the rib bones right here.
Okay.
We've also got this, which is the paddle bone or shoulder blade.
These guys are good butchers. There's no meat left on these bones.
We'll find something.
I notice it's going to have a big flavor because we dry age the whole carcass. You can see from the beef we've been butchering today, I've probably got 150 pounds of really nice, clean fat.
Okay.
Use it for frying.
Yeah, I mean, any vegetables we could saute them in that beef fat.
It's really high quality. I just can't use as much as we have.
Well, people just don't know how to use it.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Like my grandfather, this is what he ate.
Yeah.
Because this is what he could afford. So, Jake, do you have any pig heads in the back?
I don't have any pig heads. We just made some head cheese this week.
Kidneys?
I've got pork kidneys you guys can take. This is our bin of offal. So this is what came in this week. We keep it back here, but if it hasn't sold within a couple days, it's so highly perishable that we let it go. I've got beef heart, I've got pork hearts, beef tongues.
So we'll take them tongues,
hearts.
Yep.
Bobby and Michael load up some bones, hearts, and tongues. All ingredients they've worked with before and believe they can turn them into a gourmet meal. They head back to the kitchen, but before they can use any one of their precious ingredients, they must face the food safety inspector. If he doesn't pass it, they could be left with nothing.
Nice to meet you, Michael. My name is Randy Warble. I'm an associate professor of food microbiology at Cornell University. It's my responsibility to check through your food to make sure that it's safe for the banquet. Probably the most important thing, what's going to be consumed raw.
Most of the things that we use, we're going to cook up.
Despite being on their way to the trash, the produce all passes with ease. But then some key ingredients come under fire.
What do you have for dairy?
We have some fresh ricotta cheese.
Okay. Just check to make sure the temperature's okay.
Okay. What should it be?
Should be 41 or below.
Uh-oh.
It's
a little high. Part of it was we were just transferring it from where we got it, and we just put it in the refrigerator.
Yeah, from the refrigerated truck.
been less than 4 hours.
Oh, yeah.
So put it into the refrigerator right now so that it gets down to 41 as soon as possible.
Great.
Tell me about the meat.
We got the bones from the carcass and a lot of the excess fat. Hearts, tongue.
Most important thing, let's check the temperature, make sure it's good. It's right on the threshold. What I would suggest doing is putting some ice packs on the meat. Perfect. I'll let it pass.
Thank you.
Relieved, the men move on. And now it's time for Ann and Alex to face the expert.
What have you got for me today?
We have seafood.
Okay, let's take a temperature of this. Temperature's a balmy 38. It's perfectly fine. What is this? Seafood. Temperature's excellent. Okay, what else have you got?
Hey, Randy, for my curiosity, can you take the temperature of Ann's hair?
The women don't look in the least bit worried. But in a challenge like this, things can change very quickly.
And what's this?